you ever had what you thought at the time was a good idea and then it turned out to kind of ruin your life just for a little bit? Well, that's what happened to me recently when a friend gifted me a t-shirt and I loved it, but it was a bit big, and then I decided I could turn this into a dress. That wasn't the dumb idea. That was the best idea I've had in a while. The mistake was I decided that I could make this in an hour. Because why not? Why not give myself stress that I didn't need to have? Why have a nice relaxed project when I could time myself for no reason? Could I turn a t-shirt into a dress in an hour? Let's find out. I do have a timer on my watch, which I will set now. Go. Mistake number one happened when I hadn't actually decided which fabric I was using for the skirt before I started the timer. Eventually I went with the red one because I just thought it brought out the colours a little bit more, but that dumbness stressed me out and wasted 2 whole minutes of my 60, so rather than measuring where I was going to cut, I just kind of eyeballed it, flipped it over, and so at least it was kind of straight. Now, this was all the fabric I had. It was left over from when I made matching pyjamas for me and my husband for Valentine's Day this year, so I had to think carefully when cutting it. So I wanted it 2 tiers, so I removed the one from the bottom, and so that it could have a slightly flared effect, I took a little bit off the size of the top tier, and that meant I could also have some patch pockets as well. I moved to the sewing machine at this point to sew the side seams together with a 1cm seam allowance. Then after that I turned the stitch length to its widest to add my gathering stitches at the top. Okay, we are making excellent time. I'm about a quarter of the way through and the t-shirt has been trimmed. I've sewn up the side seams of the skirt and done my gathering stitches along the top. So what I'm going to do now is, with the t-shirt upside down, I'm going to match it up at the side seams, of which this t-shirt does not actually have. Okay, weird. If the t-shirt had side seams, I'm going to match them up at the sides. Gathered part still inside out is going to go on the outside, so it's still right side to right side on the inside because the t-shirt is still the right way around. And I'm just doing this, pinning it at the seams, at the sides, so that I can evenly spread out the gathers on the front and back, so I don't gather it too much and it's too poofy at the front, or vice versa with the back. 17 minutes. 18 minutes now. We're making good progress. Let's keep going. What you're going to do is just grab the threads that you can see on one side and then just gently pull and gently gather till it's the size that we want. And I'm going to do this for one side and then do the same for the other side, pinning as I go to make sure it's even. So out came the overlocker and I just decided to sew around all of the pinning that I had just did. And at this point I'd like to introduce you to 2 new additions to my desk. The lava lamp, which I like to stare at when I'm getting a bit too overwhelmed, and the plant, which some colleagues got me for my birthday, which I keep there to remind myself that even if my will to sew isn't alive, I can keep this plant alive, which is nice. Okay, we're about at the midway point of the project. I know it looks like the most of it's been done, but there's still the pockets, and maybe I want to add another layer, and there's all the hemming and the... Anyway, yeah, halfway point of the project and quite literally almost halfway point of the time. So, taking all the pins out, the gathering stitches are still in, but it is starting to come together. Let's see what it's like so far. Okay, don't actually know if I like it. Ooh, wasn't anticipating this. Right. Sleeves are throwing it off. Do something with the sleeves. Add pockets. Definitely add a second one. Oh yeah, this is not the vibe. Oh, don't know what to do. No time for panic. Just get on with it. So I took decisive action, took the sleeves off, and actually felt a lot cuter. Yeah, this felt a lot better. So, plan update. 35 minutes in. So remember the 2 pieces I left that I was going to use as pockets? I don't need both of them, so one of them is going to be for the pockets, which I'm going to cut in half like this. So I'm going to get 2 pockets just a bit smaller than this once we add seam allowance. And this one I'm going to do lengthways, and that's going to go around the sleeve. Hope this works. So here are the two pieces that we were just talking about. So I cut this one in half, so we've now got the two pieces for the pockets. Going to hem the top and then fold all the rest of the sides in and pin that and sew that down to the skirt. The other piece that I said I was cutting into, I actually cut into 3 strips. I did not think the length of it would be enough to go around the sleeve with a bit of ruffle, so what I'm going to do is with the third piece, cut that in half and then sew them onto the end of the other ones. Then it should be long enough to create some kind of ruffle, and I'll just hide that at the bottom of the sleeve so it's not seen. I think we might be getting somewhere. And to attach the sleeve ruffles, it was essentially the same thing as I did to attach the skirt. So overlocked the edges, did the gathering stitch on my sewing machine, and then pinned them to the outside of the sleeve so that the seam would be hidden on the inside. Okay, so look how cute the sleeves are. This is making me feel so much better about this project. However, I'm on 47 minutes, which I could, if I just wanted to hem it and add the pockets very loosely and not at all neatly, I could get it done, but I do want to add the other tier, and I do want to get the pockets sewn at least straight, if not pattern matched. It's getting to the point now where I'm like, do I want to get this done in the time limit? Hang on, let's pause while I'm talking. Do I want to get this done in the time limit, or do I want to give myself a bit more time and do it well? Extra half hour? 90 minutes. 90 minutes is a perfectly respectable time to make a dress. Hour and a half. That means I'll be able to finish it nicely and not just rush for the sake of doing it for a video that probably 5 people are going to watch. Thank you, 5 people who are watching. And it was at this point when I was shortening the skirt, gentle viewers, that everything just started to go wrong. It was really hot, my straps kept on slipping down, I was just feeling really frustrated and overwhelmed, and that's when I decided that I'm going to take a break. So, changed t-shirts, it's now cooler, let my hair down, had a nap, feeling less overstimulated, and we have 20 minutes left on the timer. All right, let's get sewing. And get sewing I did. I pinned down my patch pockets, and I was just really proud of the pattern matching for this one. Usually I never bother, but with the check it was really easy to do, so I thought, why not? I have 7 minutes. Okay. And with the clock ticking away on my extended 90-minute deadline, I attached the bottom tier of the skirt the same way as I'd done pretty much everything else this project. It's done. All I need to do now is take the pins out. Hang on. 1 hour, 29 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay. Let's see now if it's any good. Okay, I've just tried this on and I hate this so much. Pockets are flappy. The second tier is doing nothing. Can I sew a dress in an hour and a half? Absolutely. Is it a good dress? Absolutely not. I'm going to work out what I want to do with it now. I genuinely not anticipated not liking this. I was so excited. Huh. Okay, it's almost 5 o'clock. I've not eaten today. I'm going to go do that. And then I'm going to spend some time with my husband, watch the Great British Show and Be final, and come back to this tomorrow. Big, great gappy pockets, and it's just the length. The length is not lengthening. Don't like it. Do not like it. And to the surprise of literally no one, I may have been just a tad bit dramatic there. 15 minutes worth of tweaks this morning and I have a complete garment which I really like. So how did I go from something that I was not happy with to something that I am currently wearing and I'm very happy with? Well, I sorted the pockets out first. Rather than adding a fastening or anything, I just did a little inverted box pleat, and not only did that kind of help keep the pocket lay flat, but also added to the gathered effect that was already going on with the skirt, so that was a very easy fix. The tier, I folded up so it was half its length, and that meant it was a lot shorter, and because it was doubled up, it kind of added volume to the skirt on top of the ruffles that were already there, so that really helped with the effect that I wanted to achieve. And then I had the idea of, what if I just added a little bit of elastic around the waist, not a lot, just with like a little bit of cinching, and yeah, zigzag stitch that in place, and that just would, just a teeny little bit on the waist. It's still baggy, it's still the baby doll kind of aesthetic, and yeah, this is it, this is good. So, what did we learn? Well, firstly, friends who give you t-shirts are the best kind of friends. Don't sew in a poorly ventilated room in ill-fitting clothing on the hottest day of the year. You will get stressed out. And 2, I think that this could actually be made in an hour. Not by me, by someone competent. Or, I reckon if I did it again, I'd get close. So, if I were to do this again, here's what I would change to kind of take my time down a little. So, firstly, I'd pick out my fabrics first. That wasted not much time, but it was enough. 2, cut your fabric beforehand. Is that cheating? I don't know, maybe, but it will take your sewing time down. 3, check your stitches first. Don't just go into it thinking you know what you're doing, especially when you're sewing unlike fabrics together. And 4, don't try and make it in an hour. Like, this is a fun little project. You don't need to do it in 60 minutes. You're not proving anything to anyone. I've got a cute dress, and it would have been cute had I sewed it in 1 hour or 1 day. So maybe what I've learned most of all is don't set time challenges for yourself again. If you're just sewing for fun, why put yourself through that? Learn from my mistakes, please. I love what I'm currently wearing. I don't love what I put myself through to get it. I tried, so you don't have to. But if you want to, I'd be interested to hear the results. What time did you make this in? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.